A pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back inside here to Curry Stadium as we get set for the 2012 ISC World Tournament. You see right there in the black the Jarvis Travellers going for a three-peat. Hasn't been done in 55 years. The last time it was a six-peat champion, the Long Beach Nighthawks from Long Beach, California, as the Travellers have come through the back door. Today, they defeated the number one seed, the New York Gremlins, by a score of 5-4. They defeated the Pennsylvania Power, the number 4 seed in the world, by a score of 5-1, positioning themselves against the Hill United Chiefs. You'll see the boys in blue, the Hill United Chiefs. They're trying to be those stoppers. They're trying to be the stick in the mud, if you will, in a party that's been waiting for 55 years. It's number 1. It's number 2. It's next on the ISC Network. The scene's been Curry Stadium here all week as we get set, ready to go. And it is Ryan Wolf who gets the call to lead things off for Steve Kuzer and company, the field manager for the Jarvis Travellers, as we get set for opening pitch, set the defense for Hill United. It's Jeff Ellsworth out in left field, Brad Ezekiel in center, and Mark Johnson over in right field. Jason Hill works at third, Ryan Thompson your shortstop, Nick Shales at second, and Steve Mullally at first. Behind the plate, Jason Sanford. It's the Aussie, Adam Folkert, on the mound as he comes set. First pitch, a drop ball, swing and a miss for strike one by Ryan Wolf. Ryan being plagued by the hamstring injury this week, not 100%, but he's in the lineup at the top of the order. Adam, next pitch into the glove of Thompson on the short hop and across the diamond, neat and tidy. 6-3 on your scorecard at home. Being joined by Blair Setford, and tonight, Blair, we could have a three-peat champ for the first time in 55 years, or a upstart team from Six Nations, Ontario, claiming a title.
Well, this upstart team, as you call them, has been steadily progressing over the course of the season to this event. They've been winners most of the places they've been. Bit of a hiccup.
And a chopper back to Folkert, knocks it down, cleanly played, 1-3. So 2 quick outs here, and the Hill United Chiefs, a rematch from Thursday night here on Diamond number 1 when it was Hill United and Jarvis, a 3-1 final in favor of the Hill United Chiefs. So will we see deja vu in terms of the win for Hill United, or deja vu from the last 2 years in the title game? Folkert with 2 down in the inning. Adam works. He'll miss for ball 1. It's Wolf and Horn down already. Benny Noka at the plate. Brad Rona plays in the 4th spot. Ian Fairman bats 5th. And that one will miss for ball 2. Donnie Hale bats 6th. The 7-hitter Freddie Turkelson. Tyrone Bartarillo will bat 8th. Then batting 9th, Ryan Boland. Chopped foul at the plate. Now as Adam continues to work, 2-1 the count, 2 down. Lifted up and out of play on the right side. Same order that Adam saw on Thursday.
But this is a different Jarvis team right now. This team is brimming with confidence after that come-from-behind win over the New York Gremlins and then taking out the Pennsylvania Power. They brought their hitting shoes here today. Had Jarvis.
Adam, 2-2 pitch. Fouls it straight back for the battle ensuing as Benny Noka trying to extend this inning to Brad Rona, who's in the on-deck circle. Now is Adam. He'll lean and drive. Off speed. And a foul ball. That one hooking. Didn't touch the glove of Jason Hill. And it lands on the left side of the line.
Well, depending on which side you're cheering for, either good luck or bad luck there. Jason Hill, lucky that ball didn't go off the end of his glove. And for Ben Anoka, some bad luck that it just fell on the other side of the foul line. That would have been extra bases for sure.
So as we get set for the 2-2 pitch, it's Ben Anoka at the plate. Kyle Smith and Blair Setford here on the ISC network. Game number 94 of 94. This is it. Swing and a miss. Drop ball down and away. And Anoka goes chasing. A quick 3 up and down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left. We'll come back with more on the ISC network.
The AAU tournament is held each and every year on the third weekend in January at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex in Orlando, Florida. The AAU tournament features teams from the U.S., Canada, all across the Caribbean, as well as South and Central America. For a terrific fastball experience, make sure you contact Deborah Horn through the AAU tournament website at aausports.org. Thank you to the AAU tournament for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. Blue Lake Builders in Central Pennsylvania has been building custom homes and satisfying homeowners with quality workmanship and service since 1982. We believe every house we build is someone's dream home, no matter what the price. Blue Lake Builders also specializes in restoring old homes and remodeling additions. We can handle all of your specific building needs. Visit us on the web at bluelakecustomhomes.com. We'll build you one just for you. Thank you to Eugene and Blue Lake Builders for their sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Sean Clare Travellers this evening. Sean picked up a vulture win in the Gremlins game as he came on late and was the pitcher of record when Brandon Horn slapped a 2-run single into short center field. Then worked 5 scoreless innings against Pennsylvania Power. Paul Court coming on to finish that one out for the Travellers. Todd Martin started the game against the Gremlins, only worked an inning, felt some tightness in his elbow, and came out and will not be available for the Travellers here. So that insurance policy that was taken out by Doc Simmons, Steve Kuzer, and the Jarvis squad, unavailable here in the championship game.
Well, it's been pitching by committee this week. No one has gone the distance in any of the ball games yet. It's been, 6-1, 4-3, 5-2, however you slice it, to get the job done. So conserving innings on arms. And it's done the job as the Travellers, for the third year in a row, find themselves in the title game.
We'll set the defense for you for the Hill United Chiefs from left to right across the outfield, or for the Travellers rather, for the Jarvis squad. Ryan Wolf, Fred Turkelson, Ben Anoka. Around the horn, Tyron Bartarillo, Ian Fairman, Brandon Horn, Brad Rona, Sean Cleary working to Ryan Boland. Leading off for Hill United, as he's done all week, Brad Ezekiel, then Jeff Ellsworth, then Nick Shales. No changes at the top of this lineup at all. And missing down low, Brad Ezekiel's had a real good week here, putting in some good work. Can hit for power. Most likely is going to be in the gaps. And takes a strike. Kyle, there's an old adage that Newfoundland pitching does not beat Newfoundland hitting. But it's Sean Cleary on the board here this evening.
Well, and we talked to a few people about that, but it's a rematch from the other night, Thursday night, when the Hill United Chiefs beat Cleary by a score of 3-1. So we'll see what happens here as Cleary gets the start for the Jarvis Travellers against a very solid, hard-hitting, and predominantly Newfoundland squad.
So 3-1 as Cleary struggling to find the range a little bit here right now, nibbling on those corners, but not getting the call right now from Lou Davis. And there's a called strike. So we're going to run it to full on the opening batter here for the Hill United Chiefs. The shadows creeping across this diamond from right to left. And there's ball 4 as that little off-speed pitch floats in well up and out of the zone. And a leadoff walk for Brad Ezekiel. Leadoff walks have a tendency to come around to haunt you 66% of the time. So goes the statistic.
Well, we've talked about that time and time again. A quick mention of the umpires, as those guys all week long battling and working hard to get the call for this game. On the plate from Ontario, Nova Scotia, it's Lou Davis. From Reese, Michigan at first base, it's Dave Selden. From Mankato, Minnesota, it's Mark Reiber. Out in right field from Christchurch, New Zealand, Mark McFarlane. And over on the left field line from Barrie, Ontario, it's Peter Klaczynski. So congratulations mentioned to the boys in blue on the diamond.
Good bunt here from Jeff Ellsworth. Rona takes it and fires it right past Brandon Horn. On the move is Ezekiel. Doug Eit throws up the stop sign at third. And first blood here potentially to the Hill United Chiefs as Brad Rona throws a seed right past Brandon Horn covering first.
Well, he was slow getting to the ball, and then it sort of babbled on him as he picked it up and fired it wide of Brandon Horn. So an E to the first baseman, Rona, allows runners in scoring position. And now
Nick Shales looks at that pitch outside from Sean Cleary. 2 runners in scoring position. Shales not having a Nick Shales-like tournament. He's been spectacular defensively at times, but struggling a bit at the plate. This one, drilled! Forget about it! Having a great week at the plate is Nick Shales. A fantastic dream start here for the Hill United Chiefs as Nick Shales launches one just to the right of the scoreboard, and 3-0 just like that.
Well, just like that, the ball caught too much of the plate. Nicky Shales makes no mistake. Dangerous at the plate. The plate coverage is phenomenal, and Shales busts it out to right center field.
That mistake immediately comes back to haunt the Jarvis Travellers. The leadoff walk scores like they always do. Jeff Ellsworth aboard on an error, scores. Nick Shales, who's been struggling, the tonic for that is a floater down the outside heart. And he pounds that one out to right center field. A no-doubter right off the bat. And now you've got to face Steve Mullally, who's probably the leading candidate for MVP.
Yeah, I mean, Mullally has just had such a consistent week, such a dominating week at the plate. In the field, been solid. There hasn't been a glitch in Steve Mullally's game here. After a shoulder injury the last couple of seasons, 100% healthy, and boy, is he having a week.
Big cut from Steve Mullally. Fouls this one right back over the screen. And Paul Court, the lefty for Jarvis, is already up throwing down that right field bullpen. 0-2 on Steve Mullally. Fouled a pair of them straight back. And this one misses out and away. One hit, but 3 runs, all of them coming in on Nick Shales' 3-run bomb. Mullally swings and misses underneath that rise ball from Sean Cleary. So the first out of the inning comes after 3 runs.
Well, it takes a long time to get it, but a great rise ball from Sean Cleary gets Steve Mullally, and now Jason Hill comes to the plate. It doesn't get easy in any of these lineups. There aren't any easy outs, 1 through 9 in either order.
So Jason Hill, who's the author of perhaps the longest home run here this week, he'll come up with the bases empty. And the pressure already off these Hill United Chiefs jumping out to this early 3-0 lead. Now you can sit back, keep the hands back. You don't squeeze. There's no pressure right now for this Hill United Chiefs team whatsoever.
Well, no urgency, no sense of we need to do it now. We can just build on the lead, tag a run or two as the innings go on. But, I mean, they're looking for blood. They smell blood. They're going for the jugular, and they're trying to end it quick.
Well, Jason Hill chases one up and out of the zone, and that rise ball right now really working effectively for Sean Cleary, at least the last 2 batters.
Well, Sean finally getting under that ball and turning the wrist and bringing it up through the zone and doing a whale of a job out there, getting Mullally. And another one as Hill fouls that one off. But it's a turn of events here with that 3-run shot. Cleary knows he has to settle in. It's going to be a long night. You were only in the first inning, and by no means is this Travelers team out of it.
Absolutely not. They were down early to the New York Gremlins. They fought back to a lead, only to see the Gremlins come back and tie and take the lead, retake the lead. And then that fateful 7th inning, a pair of runners aboard for Brandon Horn. He just dumped a little duck snort into short center field. Ben Weidman has to protect against the ball over his head. Can't come get it in time. 2-run score. And Jarvis with the opportunity to make history, Kyle, as you talked about, 55 years since the Long Beach Nighthawks won 6 in a row. There have been a number of two-time winners over the years, most recently Kitchener, whose run was ended by this very Jarvis team on this very diamond back in 2010. And now Jarvis with their own opportunity to write some history here at the end of this long week.
You know, and you talked about Brandon Horn, now how he came up and ripped one, and Brandon Horn has had a Saturday to remember of ISC proportions. He has hit the ball hard, he's been on base tons, and he has set the table, he's cleared the table for this Travelers team.
Right now it's Jason Hill at the plate. There's a little soft one hopper right into the glove of Ian Fairman. The flip to first, second out of the inning. That'll bring up Mark Johnson. Already 6 batters deep in this inning, and Sean Cleary throwing a lot of pitches out there in the first. Adam Falkard, comparatively speaking, gets through the first on 7 or 8 pitches, but right now Sean Cleary probably north of 20 at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this has been a long inning for Sean. Lots of pitches, lots of batters. The 6th one to the plate, as you said, Blair. But and deep counts. They aren't short counts. They're deep counts. They're working counts, getting pitches to hit, getting pitches to drive. And it's just been a long inning here for Sean Cleary.
So Cleary sets. And just off that outside corner and down to Mark Johnson. Mark's had a good week here coming into the championship game, hitting over 300. And there's a called strike off that outside corner. So Cleary, it's a game of inches. It's an inch on, it's an inch off, and that's the difference between an 0-2 count and a 1-1 count here right now. Johnson can't reach that outside pitch, so working exclusively away. And now, Kyle, do you bust him in, or do you keep it down and out again?
Well, I think he stayed down and out, and it's just the Mark has been going after that, chasing after that, and you go with what's got you here thus far.
Well, they go out again. Little one hopper right into the glove of Cleary. The flip to first for the final out of the inning, but a very productive one for Hill United. 3 big runs on the strength of a Nick Shales 3-run bomb. They're out in front 3-0 here on the ISC network. Stay with us. We'll be back.
There are bats, and then there are combats. Constructed of the state-of-the-art composite materials, combats provide the power, the performance, and the feel that you're looking for. Combats. For players, by players. Find us on the web at combatsportsgroup.com. Thank you to Combat Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Back here on the ISC Network inside of Curry Stadium in Emerson Park in Midland, Michigan, the site to the 2012 ISC World Tournament. Kyle Smith, Blair Setford, and the rest of the broadcast crew here with you tonight. Glad you've tuned us in. A glorious night for fastball here in Midland, as we've got a few seagulls taking landing out in the outfield. So a little contention for Bradley in center.
Well, Brad made a move to try and go scare it off the field, but he realized it was going to take him out of position. And now we got somebody coming in to join it out here, going to make a landing out in the left.
So Brad Rona will be the leadoff man. As
I wonder if this seagull has ever heard of Dave Winfield. Well, we're going to have a pair of them.
Bradley's got some company out in center field as the line gets drawn on Brad Rona. And that'll miss for ball 1. Adam works And right back up the middle, just past a diving Ryan Thompson. So a leadoff single for Rona. We'll bring Ian Fairman to the plate.
Well, Brad Rona has been on a march here today. He came into the day batting only about 250. I think he was about 4 for 12. And he's going to leave, or perhaps even 3 for 12, but he's going to leave here today with a pretty solid average, just tattooing out hit after hit here this afternoon.
Well, it goes with this Jarvis Travellers team. They got hot on Saturday, and it's just carried through the day. Everybody taking part. That one pumped in on the corner for strike. As Ian Fairman tries to move Brad Rona. No sign of the bunt. As Adam works. Little slow roller up the arm, and he'll go to first as Adam Folkert for the first out. I think a little bit of that was he thought about going to second before he had the ball.
Yeah, he was absolutely going to go to second, and just that roll up the arm eliminated any opportunity to get Brad Rona, who runs very well for such a big man. But you're right, he was turning to throw before he really had the ball under control.
So one out in the inning with the runner in scoring position now. Donnie Hale, who is assaulting on the RBI record for a tournament. Should he come with one now, he'll tie the record, 2 or more, and it belongs to him. Already tied his own record at 14. As that one called for a strike.
Yeah, Steve Price holds that record with 15, set back in the 90s when he was with the Heflin squad. And Donnie Hale has come the closest to it, as I think a couple others have, at 14. Donnie tying that mark already this week.
0-1. Nice block by Sanford to keep that in front, but 60 feet goes Brad Rona. So runner at third, and now you ratchet up the tension just a little bit more here in the top half of the second inning.
Well, getting a run back here would be crucial for Jarvis. A two-run deficit looks a lot different than does a 3.
And there's number 15 as Donnie Hale drives in Brad Rona. So Donnie Hale ties the RBI record for 15 runs driven in a World Tournament. So he'll join Jody Eit and Dan Skillings along with Steve Price. It was Price in 98, Eit in 04, and Skillings in 07. So Donnie Hale in the 1 and 2 spot, and now Freddie Turkelson will take one on the lead shoulder.
Well, Freddie's been hit a couple of times today, and especially when you get plunked by Adam Folkert, you're not very happy about it. But this happened in the game with the Gremlins this morning, too. A couple of guys got plunked. A couple of guys came off the bench. A couple of guys come off the other bench. And pretty soon, before you know it, you got 15 guys in different colored shirts standing around.
Well, the bench is poured out, but no action otherwise. Now runners on first and second. And Barbarilla comes to the plate. And that'll miss for ball 1. Tyrone Barbarillo, part of the New Zealand Black Sox tour squad this summer. Joined up with the Travellers after that was complete. And the bouncer, Hill, tags third. Throw over, and Mullally can't control it, so safe at first is Barbarilla.
Well, Donnie Hale is trying to sneak back to third base and pretend that there wasn't an out made there, but he's going to get sent back to the bench. But yeah, Steve Mullally unable to pull that one out of the dirt. Good play there by Jason Hill to get that lead runner. Throw a little bit low on the way to first, but Mullally has dug that out a few times this week, but can't hang on to the handle here on this one.
So each team uncharacteristically make an error early in the ball game. but they get an out on the play, meaning 2 down in the inning, and now Ryan Boland comes up. He'll flare that out into left field. Jeff Ellsworth camps under it and makes the grab for the 3rd out. So they dodge a bit of a bullet, but 1 run gets pushed across on the record-setting tying RBI by Donnie Hale here in the top of the 2nd. We'll be back with more on the ISC Network.
At First Ontario Credit Union, you can manage your money the way you want with convenient and flexible plans. Members are owners and membership has its privileges. Learn more about the benefits of becoming a First Ontario member owner, free checking and great rates on loans and mortgages. Become a member at one of 23 locations in Southern Ontario. For more information, visit us on the web at firstontariocu.com, because where you put your money does matter. Thank you to Kelly McGiffin and First Ontario Credit Union for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. When you think championship rings, no matter what the sport, you think Jostens. At Jostens, we understand the importance of your achievement. We've been privileged to work with professional champions since 1952. Our experience ensures a stunning design, delivered on time with impeccable quality and backed by service for a lifetime. Jostens is the proud ring supplier for the ISC. Jostens, ISC, hand in glove. For more information, contact Cindy Johnson. Championship sales at cindy.johnson@jostens.com.
So Sean Cleary gets one of those runs back here in the top of the 2nd inning. Hill United will send Mark Arsenal, Ryan Thompson, and Jason Sanford 7, 8, and 9 in their order to the plate here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And for Cleary, right now you've got to play kitty bar the door. You've got to keep this powerful lineup down, let your bats work, and get an opportunity to get back into this game.
Yeah, hold serve, if you will, and I mean, you respond with 1, momentum back on your side, and you had a great inning sending a bunch of guys to the plate, left 2 runners on, but you put 1 mark on the board and draw within 2, and now you want to maintain that and limit what Hill United does here.
So Cleary comes in hard and up to Mark Arsenal. Mark has been in and out of the lineup all week. Jason Sanford has done the bulk of the catching, but Mark, part-time DP duties, and looks at this one off the plate to even the count to 1-1.
Well, Mark actually been primarily the DP all season long. Hasn't done a lot of catching for what he would be used to. Primarily just bringing his bat to the games. But the luxury is having Mark in the wings waiting should he be called upon.
That pitch misses down, says Lou Davis. So 2-1 on Mark Arsenal. Ryan Thompson on deck. Ryan's had a solid week here, playing a mix of short and third for the Chiefs. Chasing that one is Arsenal. Jason Hill has got a bit of a bad back, or a balky back, and he's DP'd a couple of games here for Hill United. So Ryan flip-flopping back and forth. Calvin Miller has also seen time in the infield and as the designated player. Called strike 3. Down goes Mark Arsenal. But Kyle, I think you would agree that the lineup here that they put on the field tonight is the best one that Hill United is going to play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, top to bottom and defensively, offensively, this is the lineup that generates the most opportunity, kills the most offensive chances against them, and it's just the most solid one throughout.
Changeup off speed from Cleary. That's been his most effective pitch at times today, mixed in with that rise ball. And Ryan Thompson out in front of it. And this one is going to be lifted foul out of play down the left side. Thompson, of course, a veteran from the Owen Sound area. He's played on a number of the top teams over the years. Was with the Owen Sound Selects over the last couple of seasons. And then being recruited to join this Hill United squad when it was formed in the offseason. Hill United out in front 3-1. Nick Shales, a big 3-run bomb in the top of the first, or the bottom of the first rather. Thompson flares this one out to center field. Fred Turkelson settles underneath it for the quick out.
So 2 down, and now the 9-hitter comes to the plate, but Ryan Thompson got good barrel on that one and lifted it out to center, but nice piece of hitting right there. Ryan not less in there for his offense, more defense prowess, but Ryan still an offensive threat, puts that ball in play and sets the table.
So Sanford, the 9 batter for Hill United, looking to get something started here with 2 down in the bottom of the second inning. Brad Ezekiel waits on deck if it gets that far. This one fouled straight back to the screen. Good hack there by Sandy, going right after that offering from Sean Cleary. Of course, these two will be battery mates in February down in the North Shore in Auckland, New Zealand for Team Canada. Right now, though, black and blue, opposite sides of the fence. Cleary finds a sign that he likes. And this one is poked out into right field. Base hit. Sanford had a notion to go for 2, and charging in and scampering back to first was Ben Anoka as he came up ready to throw. But a good bit of hitting there by Sanford just to reach out and poke that one right on top of that painted logo that has graced the field here all week.
Well, great piece of hitting right there by Jason Sanford. I mean, he just went with it, took that outside pitch, chopped it down on the right side, and he extends this inning and rolls the order over to the top of the order.
So Brad Ezekiel worked a walk, leading things off. Gets a called strike. Bradley, another one of these guys who is on Team Canada. 10 of the players have been named already for February. In the meantime, there's a qualifier in September. Rip foul down the left side, and not everybody who has been pre-named to the team for February will be going in September. The idea being, let's get a real good look at the remainder of the candidates for those last 7 spots and see who is going to complement what's already there and form the best possible team to go down to New Zealand in February.
Well, and the conversation yesterday with Don Bates was he would love to have as many of those 10 that were named to come, but with everybody in their work commitments trying to stay on the right side of employment, some guys couldn't get off, some guys were able to, so that's why you see a lot of the mix and match, and a lot of guys getting their first chance to impress and turn some heads in Medellin in September.
Well, I was talking to Steve Mullally when he was up here the other night, and you think about what the commitment is for your club teams and then Team Canada on top of that. You have a week here for the ISCs. You have a week for the senior men's Canadians. As called strike 3, down goes Brad Ezekiel. So that 2-out single goes for naught. And we'll pick up this conversation on the other side here on the ISC Network. It's still Hill United 3, Jarvis 1.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 Fifth Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 Fifth Avenue in New York or see us online at mrnednyc.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Varn Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program. Patriot Technologies provides solutions to the overwhelming environmental and drilling needs of companies throughout the United States. Utilizing Patriot's closed-loop system reduces your exposure to problems associated with expensive cleanup of on-site drilling and can lessen the chances of unwanted problems surfacing years from now. Patriot Technologies understands the importance of teamwork, constructing on-the-go solutions, and puts the focus on servicing our customers. For more information on Patriot Technologies, see us on the web at patriot-tech.net. Thank you to Jeff Larson and Patriot Technologies for their support of the broadcast program.
Back on the ISC Network in Curry Stadium as we get set for the top half of the third inning. Kyle Smith, Blair Setford with you. As Adam Fulkert on the mound, he'll work into the dirt about 43 feet. 3-1 in favor of the Hill United Chiefs. Lots of fans on hand, some noise in the stands, and that one for a strike on the outside edge.
We got a lot of that noise coming from the area of the young Argentine team that just won the under-21 tournament. They've stuck around, and they're making a lot of noise just out here to our left.
Adam works, misses.
And
for a ball.
Somebody's brought a drum. I think that's out here on the right side.
Always encourage the noise making. Brings a lot of more atmosphere into the ball yard. Swing and a miss. Good drop ball by Adam Folkert. And that'll run the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Adam looks good at this point, but I have seen him with more crispness.
On the 2-2 pitch. Slow to the belt. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Ryan Wolf. Just strikeout number 2 for Folkert. So using his defense tonight. You know, and Adam was slow getting into the rhythm the other night too, but by about the 3rd or 4th inning, he was full wick. He was ready to roll, and we saw a lot of pop, a lot of movement on the ball. So he got better as the game wore on.
Yeah, that was last night in the winter bracket final against PA Power, and we definitely thought that Adam Folkert took his time to get into that game, taking a couple of innings at the least before he reached full velocity.
As Adam works, and the slow roller, Adam, backhand, throw it away. Ill-advised throw.
Well, he airmailed it, and he's lucky that it's a tall fence over there backing up the first base side. As off balance, back foot, and you're right, ill-advised. You weren't going to get Brandon Horn on that play, and he's lucky that Brandon Horn right now isn't standing on second base for free.
So another error made by the Hill United Chiefs. Now Adam works on the plate for strike 1.
Well, they're going to give that a hit, which is some of the more generous scoring I've ever seen.
Oh, my. Airmail the first baseman and strike a notch in the hit column. Either way, it's runner at first, and that rise ball misses for ball 1. Just misses down and away. So now the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 down in the inning. Benny Noka struck out in the first. Off and running. Snared by Shales to short. Covering at 2 was Ryan Thompson. Nice slide by Brandon Horn to break things up. So 4-6 takes Horn down, and a fielder's choice for Inoka will bring Brad Rona to the plate with 2 down. Rona had the single and scored back in the second as Inoka gets a lead from first. Pumped it in for strike 1 does Adam Folkert. It's 1 versus 3. Now as Folkert hold the swing, and 1-1 the count rolls. Jarvis trail by a score of 3-1 here in the top of the 3rd. And Brad Rona puts a charge into one, but foul over on the right side. Ian Fairman, should we get to him, will be next. But right now 1-2, and the ball gonna reappear out in right field. Lou Davis would like to check that one out. So 1-2 pitch coming up next here to Rona. And a little check swing foul. Almost like he's aiming at the bat for that one.
Brad, just a professional hitter. He gets into that box. He has a game plan. He won't swing at anything that he isn't prepared to line right back up the middle.
And 1-2. Called strike 3.
Well,
Ronan knew it.
Make a liar out of me. It's the check swing, tried to pull it back.
Down on strikes he goes. 3 for Fulker thus far. And leave that air doesn't hurt him. Leave a runner over at first. And we'll be back with more on the ISC Network.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. And remember, the Peligro Sports Cup Fast Pitch Tournament in New York City next July. For all your packaging needs, you need StockPack. Based in Ashland, Ohio, StockPack is your international one-stop provider for innovative ideas and core packaging solutions. Make sure you visit StockPackStore.com for a list of products and services. StockPack, the source for all your packaging needs. We thank Chad Honecker and StockPack for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Ellsworth to lead things off for Hill United by Nick Shales and Steve Mullally. Ellsworth reached on an error and then obviously came around to score after that 3-run home run by Nick Shales. And this one, say goodnight, Gracie. Lance Wynn has to duck to get out of the way. Turns, watches it land on center field. First pitch swinging, first pitch home run for Jeff Ellsworth.
Just uncurled on that one, drove it out and straight away center. It tailed away into the other diamond and lands probably about 20 feet into the outfield of diamond number 3.
Well, Paul Court immediately gets back up and heads down the right field line to the bullpen for Jarvis. And Kyle, you can't really go too much longer here with Sean Cleary. He's not giving up many hits, but it's the distance that's concerning.
Well, and I mean, and that's the thing. They're coming on the plate way too heavy, catching a lot of the plate, and Nick Shales had the first one in the first inning.
This one's foul back and out of play. Thought a fan out here in a green coat had a shot at it, kind of waved at it as it went by. And if Shales is able to get into the same kind of groove that Ellsworth and Mullally seem locked in, look out. This one is skied way up there. Rona calling for it as Boland lost it and just retreats out of the way with the bat in hand to take that obstacle away from Brad Rona. But taking charge is the big man and comes in to make the grab of that major league pop-up.
That ball went a mile high, probably, 1.5 times the height of these light standards. So Mullally struck out back in the first. See what he does here.
Had a notion to go after that rise ball. Did he go? No, says our first base umpire, Dave Selden. Steve Mullally played with our Toronto Gators tournament, or played a tournament with us back in May, and told us he was going to start a petition, Kyle, to get the rise ball taken out of the game. Cuts at this one straight back to the screen. Not a fan of the rise ball is Steve Mullally.
Well, and that's Sean Cleary's bread and butter. He goes to it so much, so effective, just the explosiveness from the hand that it just jumps right out of the zone, and Mullally is having a hard time squaring it off.
Here's a little chopper. Coming across is the third baseman, Bartarillo. The flip to Rona, and they get Mullally. 5-3 on your scorecard at home. So that will bring up Jason Hill. Jason Hill grounded out to Ian Fairman back in the first. Hill and Ellsworth, the only two lefties in this lineup for the Hill United Chiefs. Paul Court continues to work down the line, and that's a matchup that will favor Hill United should Paul Court be coming into this game. This one upstairs for a ball. 2-0 now on Jason Hill. Mark Johnson awaits on deck. Chopped, and it rolls fair. Bolin pounces out to get it. They get tangled at first, and they got an out as Rona able to stay on the base long enough. There's another instance of where the safe base prevents any type of entanglement like that, as Jason Hill and Brad Rona lock legs, both of them sent tumbling. At the end of the day, the end result is an out. But Jeff Ellsworth, a long first pitch solo home run, and it's now Hill United 4, Jarvis 1. We'll be back here on the ISC Network.
With 6 locations, The Bar is Northeast Wisconsin's leading sports bar destination. Our family wings, full menu, high-def TVs, and fun events provide something for everyone. And when you're in Denmark, Wisconsin, don't forget to stop at Circle Tap, home of the annual Boys of Summer tournament every July. Thank you to Mark Miller of The Bar and Darren Derricks of Circle Tap for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. Why do you play? For 100 years since 1912, Worth has been helping top athletes answer that question. Whether it's for strikeouts or home runs, the Worth K-Master 120 is the best ball in men's fast-pitch softball, and there's nothing soft about it or you. Worth is proud to be the official ball supplier to the ISC. Visit worthsports.com for more information on Worth products, including the K-Master.
You can do that. You can do...
Back here, Setford. Here inside Curry Stadium press box, right behind home plate. Our home for 10 days. It'll be sad to see it go, but all at the same time, it'll be nice to get back home to a normal routine and somewhat of a normal schedule. As now Adam Fulkard works here in the 4th. That one right down the plate of Eastman Ave for strike 1. It's Fairman, Hale, and Turkelson will come to the plate here in the top half of the inning. And Adam works. He'll miss for ball 1. Took a bit off that pitch. And now Fulkard drops that head. Ball 2. When Adam Fulkard drops his head down and he comes forward, you know it's moving. The sign with Adam is when he's ready, that head just pops down and he explodes towards the plate off the mound. Into the dirt for ball 3, and you get one. You don't want to put the leadoff man on base with the hard-hitting Donnie Hale in the on-deck circle, already with 1 RBI to his credit. 3-1 pitch. Misses for ball 4, so just like that, the leadoff man finds his way on a free pass.
Well, we've already talked about the percentage of leadoff walks that come around to score, and Donnie Hale is on fire here in this tournament. If he's not hitting over 600, he's close to it. 15 RBIs, getting his name firmly etched into the record book.
Can take the claim to the title himself. Let's check a swing, shall we? Ian Fairman thinking of taking off towards second as Sanford walked to the mound. That would be something to see.
It would have been a tight race because both Thompson and Shales were nowhere near the bag.
Now as Adam works right on the plate for strike 1. Hale lets that one go all the way. Playing catch up here to the Hill United Chiefs. And he'll miss for ball 2. 2-1, the count runs. And Adam still not firing on all cylinders. Not that top velocity we've seen this week here at the Worlds. Drop ball down and out. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
I think that's the first bad swing I've seen Donnie Hale have all week.
Well, you talked about it in the break with Brad Rona striking out last inning. You never really see Rona have one of those check swings, undecided swings on a strikeout. And that one just a little flare up. Mullally finds the fence, reaches, but just can't come down with it. Had a chance as it goes off the glove.
Well, he's going to have to check his arm, make sure it's still attached at the shoulder.
Came down hard, clinging to the fence. So Donnie Hale gets a second chance, 2-2. Top of the fourth with a 2-2 count. It's Donnie Hale. You can mark him in the book. It's 17 RBIs on the 2-run shot to make it a 1-run ball game.
An absolute no-doubter as that ball disappears behind that white shade tent out there in right center field. Donnie Hale punishes Adam Falkert for daring to come near the plate. And another leadoff walk comes around to score.
Well, he mixed around and fell behind, had to come back with a few to the plate, and Donnie Hale makes no mistake. He buries it out to right center. So some big home runs here early in the ball game. Now the top of the fourth, and that call, strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Should the Jarvis Travellers want to win this, they'll have to put the most runs up on the board against the Hill United Chiefs to this point. That came from the Czech Republic when they scored 4. Over comes Jason Hill, and no play for the boys in blue, Sanford and Hill.
Well, and no offense to the guys who pitched in that game, but that was Mike Joseph and Mitch Hardy in the game with the Czech Republic. Big difference when you're facing Adam Falkert. But right now, this Jarvis team getting in their hacks against Adam and making a lot of contact up and down the order, too. I mean, there's only 3 Ks thus far for Adam, but there's been a lot of balls in play and a lot of balls hit hard.
0-2 now to Turkelson. And he'll lift that one foul over on the left side.
You know, Kyle, you and I talked about this with Joe Todd about a week or 10 days ago. You know, is the era of the dominant pitcher over? Some would say not necessarily, but right here we're seeing the hitters competing right with these best pitchers in the world.
Bouncer through the hole on the right side past Nicky Shales and Steve Mullally. So a single now gets the attack started again. Still nobody down in the inning as Tyrone Barbarilla comes to the plate. He reached on the air to Mullally, unable to grab that ball thrown by Jason Hill.
And the biggest difference right now for Jarvis is most of these batters aren't chasing Adams' pitches. He's having to come into them, and when he does, they're putting it in play.
Running through the box and letting that one go by for ball 1. Well, and you said it best right there. It's throwing pitches to the hitters and not chasing what Adam wants you to swing at. It's getting your pitch and driving it. Now as Adam comes set and fouled off by Barbarilla. Two runs in to make it 4-3 in favor of the Jarvis Travellers. As Tyrone tries to bunt one down, Barbarilla trying. As that one gets fouled off Stays the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Barbarella, you saw him practicing his slap there, keeping that bat parallel.
1-2 pitch. Inside call for strike 3, and Tyrone Barbarella walks away after being caught looking. And down on strikes he goes. So 1 in the inning after 2 runs come across, and Turkelson the single. Ryan Bolin now comes to the plate. I'm sure they'd love to roll 2, and Bolin dives out of the way of that high inside rise. Ryan Wolf in the on-deck circle.
Well, I'll guarantee you there's half a dozen guys on the bench saying, yeah, a good team guy would have taken that one. To which I've always said, you get up here and take it.
Absolutely. Bolin! Left field, turn and watch it go, and say bye-bye baseball. A 2-run home run, and make it 5-4 for the 2-time defending champs, the Jarvis Travellers.
You just knew that this team was not going to go meekly and quietly into the night. Too much pride, too much desire, too much experience, too much leadership on this Jarvis team. And right now, Adam Falkert is absolutely rattled. That's a rookie that just took him out, the number 9 batter in the Jarvis Travellers order, and now he's got to work his way right through the top of the shop again.
And now Mitch Hardy will start to loosen up. Just 1 down in the inning as the Hill United Chiefs fall behind 5-4. And quite possibly the first time that the Chiefs have been behind all week long. High bouncer, Thompson. He'll play it cleanly. 2 in the inning, but 4 runs come in on two-run shots from Hale and Boland. As now Brandon Horn comes to the plate. We'll play the AAU next. And Horny lifts that one up and foul.
Well, Brandon Horn, 4 RBIs already on this day, including a clutch 2-run single to propel the Jarvis Travellers into the losers bracket final. Jarvis was down to their final out, but a pair of runners aboard for Brandon Horn, able to seal the deal.
Brandon Horn finds his way onto the base paths. And now Benny Noka will come to the plate as this inning continues to wear on. The 8th hitter to the plate in Inoka. Ben to Thompson, and in time at first base. 6-3, and 3 down, but 4 runs on 3 hits, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the break. We'll come back with much more on the ISC Network.
Blue Lake Builders in Central Pennsylvania has been building custom homes and satisfying homeowners with quality workmanship and service since 1982. We believe every house we build is someone's dream home, no matter what the price. Blue Lake Builders also specializes in restoring old homes and remodeling additions. We can handle all of your specific building needs. Visit us on the web at bluelakecustomhomes.com. We'll build you one just for you. Thank you to Eugene and Blue Lake Builders for their sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Back here for the Jarvis Travellers heading into the home half of the 4th inning. After they put up 4 big runs, they're going to turn to their lefty Paul Court. Cordy in on relief of Cleary, who goes 3 gives up the 4 runs on the 3 hits. It was the long ball that was the undoing for Sean Cleary, much as it's been the long ball that it's gotten Jarvis right back into this game, as a home run by Donnie Hale and another one by Ryan Bolin. 2-run shots, each of them. They plate 4. We'll head to the home half here in the 4th, and this Hill United team, while not shell-shocked, Kyle, has to be wondering what it's going to take to keep this Jarvis team down.
Well, I mean, it's such a hard-hitting team, a complete team 1 through 9. It's going to take a pitching performance from Adam Folkert of no other the rest of the way, and shut the door time and time again. As that one misses for ball 1.
And Mark Johnson up here to try and get this engine started right back up for the Hill United Chiefs here in the 4th. And we talked about all the right-handed batters in this Chiefs lineup. This will work in their favor, facing the lefty. Only Jeff Ellsworth and Jason Hill batting from the left side. Court with that big sweeping curve. He'll try to work that in backdoor on the righties, just like that one there, that little curve drop. And chop foul by Johnson at the plate. And this one fouled right back to the screen. There is a good, healthy cut right there as Paul Court got way too much of the plate with that pitch. You cannot hang anything to either of these teams. You've seen the results already. 4 home runs in this.
Back here on the ISC Network is Paul Court working to Mark Arsenault, as that ball misses for ball 2.
Arsenault caught looking in his first trip back in the 2nd inning. There's a called strike again, bending that one in from the outside corner. And Kyle, this has, as this one chopped up the middle, Fairman comes across, the toss to first for the out. This one has all the hallmarks of the 2008 game between Saskatoon and Kitchener. The River Sharks won that one. But that one was a back-and-forth seesaw affair. Pitchers in the game, pitchers out of the game. The same guy who started it many, many innings later coming on to finish it. There's a called strike on Ryan Thompson. 2 down here. Thompson gave one a ride out to center field in his last trip. And Hill United needing to do something here to get a bit of this momentum back. Didn't show up that way. Didn't show up that way. So with Ryan Thompson down on strikes to end the bottom of the 4th inning, all the momentum right now on the side of the Jarvis Travellers. A quick inning by Paul Court gets his team right back into the dugout and on the sticks. It's Brad Rona to lead things off for Jarvis here in the top of the 5th inning, as this game, despite all the runs, speeding right along here. Now 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, and Brad Rona singling in the 2nd and scoring. He'll be followed by Ian Fairman and then Donnie Hale. Donnie Hale making a strong bid for tournament MVP.
Yeah, they just haven't moved to the 5th inning, right? Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. So Boulevard Lounge? Yeah. As Adam Folkert looks in, and that one gets lifted straight up, going to fall right here on our right-hand side, just beyond us.
Number 15, Brad Rona.
As Adam Folkert on the mound, now playing from behind, as The Travelers took the lead last inning, and Brad Rona sends that one to center field. And goodbye, baseball. A solo shot for Brad Rona, make it 6-4 for the two-time champs.
Well, Kyle, right now, if you're a Hill United fan, you are just in shock as Adam Falkard is getting shelled here by the Jarvis Travellers over the last 9 batters. They've pounded out 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 home runs, and this is not at all what you expected out of Adam Falkard in a championship game.
That one drops in for a strike on the high rise. Absolutely. I mean, the way Falkard has pitched this week, this is the last thing you would come to expect. But making adjustments from Thursday.
And Kyle, recall back to 2010, if you will. It was this Jarvis team who won 3 games in a row in 2010 to wrest the crown. Ian Fairman pounds out another one. This gets away from Bradley Ezekiel, the normally sure-handed Ezekiel, and it's all falling apart right now for Hill United.
And now Doug Eight will come out to the mound just to calm things down. Mitch Hardy loosening in the bullpen. As now it's 6-4. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Hill United Chiefs.
And in a game that looked like it might go the other way early, Mr. Momentum, who likes to switch horses midstream, has clearly done so, jumping onto the Jarvis bandwagon right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, things have definitely shifted to the favor of the Jarvis Travellers. As you talked about, those hits, those home runs, those runs. And Donnie Hale comes to the plate with another RBI chance. He hasn't missed many here this week. He's got 17 thus far. He's set the new record. Now it's just padding as Adam Falkard comes set. And the rise for strike 1.
Well, not only has he got the record, but he's threatening to set it out of sight. To leap from 15 to 17, 18, 19, what could Donnie get here? That's just an absolutely incredible week. Having one for the ages here is Donnie Hale.
Adam inside, called for strike 2. So up 0-2 now to Donnie Hale. Trying to work out. Nobody out in the inning. That leadoff home run from Brad Rona. And followed by the double. Donnie Hale sends that one up on the warning track. Bradley under it, tagging and rolling. Strong throw to third, just a little offline. So Ian Fairman moves to third.
Even Donnie Hale's outs are impressive. That was a major league fly ball, and Brad Ezekiel had all kinds of time to set up camp and made a good, strong throw in a bid to get Ian Fairman.
So now Adam Falkard. Swing and a miss. Just the hard stuff right after Freddie Turkelson. A chance to increase this lead now to 3 with Ian Fairman over at third base. And Adam looks on. Freddie sends that one up. Elzy gets under it, sets up for the throw. The bluff. And a strong throw by Jeff Ellsworth. 2 down in the inning. And now Tyrone Barbarella will come to the plate. Reached on an error and a looking strikeout is his day thus far. 2 down in the inning, a run in and a runner at third. 6-4 Travellers as Adam works just off the plate for ball 1. Fouls it off up on the right side.
6 runs on 9 hits and 1 official error for the Jarvis Travellers. 4 runs, 3 hits, and 1 official error for the Hill United Chiefs.
Adam, swing and a miss for strike 2. So up in front of Barbarilla. Trying to work out of this inning, leave Fairman standing at third. Adam comes set. And the check swing foul on the left side. And Barbarilla lifts that up on the left side. Giving pursuit is Ellsworth, makes the grab just on top of the tarp over in left field. What an amazing grab by Ellsworth.
He came a long way to get that ball, and it kind of risked to personal limb, if not life, as he bounced off of that tarp at the last second. I can tell you, Kyle, the ground rule is you cannot put a cleat onto that tarp or it will be declared a dead ball. So great play there by Jeff Ellsworth, and another shift in momentum perhaps taking away what may have been a more promising inning there for Jarvis.
Well, what could have been goes by the wayside, leaving a runner stranded, but they jump out in front now by a score of 6-4, increase that lead by 2. And Paul Court back to work. So for the Hill United Chiefs, a little pep talk from Doug Ait, trying to get the boys fired up, and it has been a battle back and forth. Now the Travelers out in front by 2, but this hard-hitting lineup will surely have a response at some point with Paul Court towing the rubber.
Kyle, just taking a look at the path for the Hill United Chiefs to get to this game. They beat the Czech national team 7-4 in their opener, and you and I commented that they looked a little lethargic in that effort. A night later, they turned on the Jets a little bit as they took out the Scarborough Force 10-1 in what may have been the best game of this tournament as we look back on it, although there's a couple other contenders as well. Hill United 1-0 winners over the Minnesota Angels as Falkard and Juan Podolicio locked up in a classic pitchers duel. Thursday night, they took out Jarvis 3-1, and yesterday taking out PA Power in the winner's bracket final to get a direct path to this game. Jarvis, a little bit more circuitous route. But right now, it's Paul Court opening up here to Jason Sanford here in the home half of the 5th inning. Sandy had a good at bat his last trip, just dumping one out into right field, and that's all he's expected to do, is just to get on base and set the table for the top of the order. That's all he needs to do right now. He's not a guy up there looking to pump one out of the park. Hill United looking for base runners at the moment, and there's a called strike at the top of the zone. Paul Court working very quickly right now in comparison to Adam Falkard or even Sean Cleary earlier. And waving at strike 3, down goes Jason Sanford. And if Paul Court can continue this pace and have these quick innings, that momentum is going to stay right squarely on the shoulders of the team in black. So Brad Ezekiel, 2 at-bats in the first 2 innings and then has to wait all the way to the 5th to get another one, but he laces this one right past Tyrone Barbarillo, and Brad Ezekiel aboard with his first hit of the evening.
Well, a nice piece of hitting right there after the strikeout by Sanford. He greets the first pitch from Court and yanks it out into left field. So now the tying run comes to the plate in Jeff Ellsworth, who last time had that majestic home run out to center field.
Ellsworth, who seems to excel on these big stages, and looks at this one off the plate for ball 1. So Bradley Ezekiel aboard with a one-out single. And this Hill United team needing some life, needing something to get this momentum back on their side. They had it early, but right now it's all with Jarvis. Missing down and in. Outfield defense pretty much straight away. Wolf maybe shaded a bit over towards the line. And here's a chopper past Bartarillo. As on the move was Ezekiel. Fairman was moving towards the bag. And a little bit of hit and run there from Doug Eit. And maybe Mr. Momentum switching sides a little again here. As two successive singles by Ellsworth and Ezekiel has the Hill United Chiefs in business here against Paul Court in the home half of the fifth. Nick Shales coming to the plate. He and Mo Lawley and Jason Hill. These are the guys that you want in your key RBI situations. Nick Shales already with a 3-run home run in this game. And these were the two guys that were on base when he did it all the way back in the first inning. That seems like a lifetime ago, as this game really being played in two different phases. There's a called strike. Court was effective as he came on in the fourth, but Hill United making the adjustments here in the fifth. And Shales pokes this one right into the glove of Court. He throws to third, and they get the lead runner. A good play there by Court, and it helps to be left-handed in that situation. But now flexing that left shoulder, one of the most difficult things to do when you've been throwing underhand is to turn around and have to throw it overhand, and there's a lot of pitchers out there who will tell you that that actually becomes even more painful to do so, to get your arm to rotate in the opposite direction and throw overhand. And Paul Court in some visible discomfort out there right now. You see him flexing that left arm with the ball in it, and he's going to get an opportunity to get that underhand rotation back in order.
Well, a scary moment here for the Jarvis Travellers, as Paul Court says, no, I'm good to go, ready to fly.
Well, Sean Cleary is back warming up, and it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a pitcher re-enter in an ISC championship game.
Definitely not ideal, though, after cooling down a little bit on the bench, having to come back into the ball game.
So Steve Mullally with an opportunity to get his team a little bit closer. And this one is flared down the right side. Everybody's going to give chase, but nobody's going to get to it as it falls on the wrong side of the fence.
Well, that was the pitch Mullally wanted. Just fisted it out off on the right side. Just missed his pitch.
Steve struck out back in the first and then grounded out to Bartarillo in the third.
Playing really deep is Tyrone Bartarillo on the left side. Rona about even with the bag.
Big, healthy cut from Steve Mullally. Well, you can't blame Bartarillo for being behind the bag with cuts like that from Steve Mullally.
No, absolutely not. Want to give yourself as much time as you can to field that ball.
And I'll tell you something else. Steve Mullally is not going to be bunting anywhere, anytime. He doesn't play the game that way, doesn't want to play the game, that doesn't want to play for teams that play that way. This one up and in on Mullally. Mullally chases, can't catch up to the rise ball, and Paul Court bends but doesn't break here in the fifth. And for Jarvis, they hold serve. They lead now 6-4 heading into the top of the sixth.
There are bats, and then there are combats. Constructed of the state-of-the-art composite materials, Combats provide the power, the performance, and the feel that you're looking for. Combats. For players, by players. Find us on the web at combatsportsgroup.com. Thank you to Combat Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
The Jarvis Travellers, their path to the championship was a little bit more than the Hill United Chiefs as they defeated the Gillies here on Wellness by a score of 9-0 in the opener. Follow that up with a beating of CRA1 Brewers, an 8-1 victory over Saskatoon. The 3-1 loss to Hill United dropped them to the losers bracket. They defeated the Toronto Gators 8-1, and then today they defeated the New York Gremlins coming from behind 5-4. Follow that up with the 5-1 win over top of the PA Power, and that gets them into game number 94 on the schedule. And missing for ball one is Adam Folkert as Bolin swings and misses. One pitch. Lifted out into left field. That'll fall in front of Ellsworth, and leadoff single for Ryan Boland.
Well, Ryan Boland has had a fairly quiet tournament for Jarvis until this game. He's here for his defense first, but that big 2-run bomb from the kid right now, that and the solo home run from Brad Rona are the difference makers for this Jarvis Travellers squad as they are getting contributions up and down the order, but from 4 down, that's where the bulk of it is coming from.
Well, pinch runner Will Fairman over at first base here for Ryan Boland. As now Ryan Wolf steps to the plate. And that misses for ball one.
Number 4, Will Spearman, running at first base.
Folkert, long wait on the side, now comes set. And called for a strike as Wolfie can't pull the trigger. So the count now at 1-1. As Adam Folkert, the 1-1 pitch. Wolf sends that one into the air. In comes Bradley on his horse. It'll be Ellsworth cutting across on the long run.
Well, you got 3 guys out there in Ellsworth, Ezekiel, and Johnson who are really all center fielders. And Brad Ezekiel actually getting called off there by his left fielder coming across in front of him.
And a bunt down, foul by Brandon Horn. Quickly up the base paths.
Well, Jason Sanford did a good job of popping out from behind the plate and had that one in his bare hand ready to throw it. But Nick Shales, who plays as deep at second base as anybody in fastball, was not going to get to the bag before Brandon Horn, I don't think.
Would have been close if he did. As Adam onto the plate for strike 2. So Horn falls behind 0-2. With Will Fairman running at first base for Ryan Boland. And Folkert comes back set. Little check swing, foul. Moore just flinched the body into the ball.
Well, I'll tell you, this has really been a breakout year for Brandon Horn. He's on the Team Canada roster that's going to be going down to Medellin in Colombia. Was one of 2 guys who were overlooked for all-world status on that Jarvis championship last year, but I got to think that he's going to get some serious consideration for all-world status this year, particularly with the day that he's just had today.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Brandon Horn, 2 down in the inning. Benny Noka comes to the plate, strikeout, ground out, fielder's choice. So Ben would love to get a hit to his credit. Last year's MVP of the World Tournament. Pumped that one in for strike 1. and will miss for ball one. Trying to split hairs on that outside corner is Adam Folkert. And the count now at 1-1. Onto the plate for strike two. 1-2 the count is. Will Fairman has just stayed stationary over at first base. And the rise misses 2-2. As Folkert looks on in. The bouncer to Shales. In time and clean at first base. So strand the single by Ryan Bolin. And we'll head to the bottom half of the sixth inning. As early starts to trudge towards late here in the championship ball game. We can re-enter Ryan Bolin, I'm sure, back to the ball game.
Well, early is indeed getting late, and we're not getting down for Hill United to a favorable part of the order. All of their damage has been done by the top three, and the bottom part of the order, aside from a lone single by Jason Sanford, it's been barren from Mullally all the way down to Sanford.
Well, they go on streaks, and that's the thing that worried us about that lethargic start at the beginning of the week was how slow they were out of the gates, but they came on strong as the week went on. That dream start, if you will, up 3-0 in the first inning, have added one since, but it's been the Jarvis Travellers countering with 6 of their own.
And I think for this Hill United team, in order to get anything going on their side, they've got to rally for one here. If you can't tie it, get at least one and not be chasing two heading into the seventh. But it's Jason Hill, Mark Johnson, and Mark Arsenal, the scheduled batters here in the sixth. And Hill looks at that offering out and away from Paul Court. So 2-0, good hitters count here for Jason Hill, and an opportunity to get some base runners for his Hill United Chiefs squad. The bottom of the order needs to come through here for Hill United. This one laced out to left. Does it have enough? It makes the track, but not even that, as that one is run down by Ryan Wolf. It looked good coming off the bat, but it kind of died out there in the left field air. And Ryan Wolf about 5 or 7 or 8 steps back, making the catch going away.
Well, he stayed right with it and thought it might have had a chance to get over his head as it started to curl in towards the corner. But as you said, just sort of hung up in the air. And that ball misses for ball one.
Johnson tapped out to the pitcher. This one's lifted sky high, and it comes down into the glove of Brad Rona. And the Hill United Chiefs here, Kyle, are running out of outs. Down to their final 4. And Paul Court has done an absolutely spectacular job since coming on in relief in the 4th. Mark Arsenal at the plate. This one's drilled. Here's some life back. Mark Arsenal deposits one into the beer garden. So just like that, we talked about Hill United needing one. They get it in the form of Mark Arsenal, who sets a speed record getting around the bases. Just about broke Doug Eit's hand on the way by. And now we're going to get a pinch hitter in the form of Calvin Miller for Jason Sanford.
For Ryan
Thompson.
Well, Arsenal has that pop in the bat, and he proves it just like that. And he sends a shot into the night. It's been hard hits, hard shots, and home runs galore.
Well, all the runs but one in this game have come off of the home run. And here's another guy who can put a ball out of the yard in a hurry, and it's Calvin Miller.
That one caught a good portion of the plate from Paul Court, so has to be careful here with Miller.
Floats in and off speed and missing inside. So a ball and a strike to Calvin Miller. Bat speed is the name of the game for Calvin. You leave it out over the zone, he will come through with terrific bat speed. Right there you see as he fouls it straight back to the screen. So a ball on 2 strikes on Miller. Sanford is on deck. Just missing off the outside corner. Court and a number of the other Travelers took a couple of steps toward the dugout. Lou Davis says, nope, I want to see another one.
You aren't going to rattle Lou Davis no matter what you say to him. Ryan Bolin wanted that one in the worst way. Lou Davis been around the block a few times in his umpiring career.
This one chopped foul down the left side.
This will be Lou's second time behind the plate for an ISC World Championship game.
And I understand this is a rarity in the modern era, that most plate umpires get you get one shot at working an ISC final. So Lou Davis, the ultimate sign of respect, getting a repeat performance behind the plate. And I can tell you, Lou Davis, indeed, one of the very best men in blue. Miller chases one up and out of the zone for strike 3. But Mark Arsenal draws Hill United just a little bit closer. A line shot out to right field. And it's now 6-5 heading into the top of the 7th inning. Yep.
At First Ontario Credit Union, you can manage your money the way you want with convenient and flexible plans. Our members are owners and membership has its privileges. Learn more about the benefits of becoming a First Ontario member owner, free checking and great rates on loans and mortgages. Become a member at one of 23 locations in Southern Ontario. For more information, visit us on the web at firstontariocu.com. Because where you put your money does matter. Thank you to Kelly McGiffin and First Ontario Credit Union for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. When you think championship rings, no matter what the sport, you think Jostens. At Jostens, we understand the importance of your achievement. We've been privileged to work with professional champions since 1952. Our experience ensures a stunning design, delivered on time with impeccable quality and backed by service for a lifetime. Jostens is the proud ring supplier for the ISC. Jostens, ISC, hand in glove. For more information, contact Cindy Johnson. Championship sales at cindy.johnson@jostens.com.
Back on the ISC network is Brad Rona greets Adam Folkert. Is that one called for a strike? So we hit the 7th inning in stride. It's Rona, Fairman, Hale, 4, 5, 6, the meat of the order. And that one called for strike 2. So if Adam Folkert is going to give his team a chance, he's going to do it through the meat of the order, the hardest hitters in the lineup for the Travelers. Adam misses for ball 1. You can feel the anticipation grow with every pitch here on the 1-2. Nice block by Sanford as that 44.5-foot drop.
Get your 50-50 figures out. We'll draw between the innings.
Top 7, 2-2. And Rona sends that harmlessly into the air. Overcomes Mullally again to the wall. He jumps and still can't get that on the right side. And Rona again breathes extra life at the plate.
Well, Steve Mullally put a foot on the fence, hoisting himself up, but that ball's still about 18 inches out of his grasp.
6-5 in favor of the Jarvis Travellers, trying to make history. The first team in 55 years to win back-to-back-to-back titles. And run it full now to Rona. As Adam Folkert trying to feather it in. Falls behind 3-2. Ball 4. So a free pass to Rona. And Ian Fairman now comes to the plate. So not how you wanted to start. Every time we've seen a walk come to the base paths, They've come around to score twice now for Jarvis. The leadoff man gets on. See what happens here. And for the Hill United Chiefs, it happened back in the first inning. Bunt. And fouls it off, does Ian Fairman.
A run here for Jarvis would be huge heading into the home half of the 7th inning. You always talk about that insurance run. It takes away the bloop and the blast scenario for Hill United. The best they'd be able to do there would be to tie, and a lot harder to get a couple of guys aboard and then look for that big bomb than it is just one.
Adam misses for ball 1. For the Hill United Chiefs, it's 9-1-2 hitters, Sanford, Ezekiel, and Ellsworth. That will come to the plate on the 1-1 count. There goes Roan off and running, and fouls it off, does Ian Fairman.
Well, interesting game strategy there by Steve Kuzer. Had the bunt on first pitch, took it off, put the hit and run on there for Fairman and Rona.
One-two the count. Rona at first. Doesn't go anywhere this time, and 2-2. Jumped out to a 3-0 lead, did the Hill United Chiefs. They added one in the third, in between the run by Rona, and called strike 3 as Ian Fairman punched out looking. One in the inning. They scored. That was it for Hill United. In the fourth, it was 4 runs for the Travellers. Follow that by 1 in the fifth. Donnie Hale, who stands at the plate, has set a new tournament record for most RBIs at 17. And a chance to do some more damage. Into the dirt for ball 1. Into the dirt for ball 2. Adam Folkard now comes set. Swung on, that goes a mile high. Does Mullally have a play on it? No, as it goes foul into the stands. About 6 rows deep. So the count now at 2-1. Donnie Hale has one of those tournaments that you'll just remember. Hit his first ever Grand Slam this week in ISC competition. And into the dirt for ball 3. 3-1.
Dangerous pitch here upcoming for Adam Folkard. You've got to be very, very choosy. You don't want to put another guy on, but at the same time, you can't serve anything up here to Donnie Hale.
3-1 the count. 1 down, man at first. And Donnie swings and fouls that one off.
Wow, that was living dangerously by Adam Folkard. He really got away with one there.
So the count runs full at 3-2. Saw the hit and run once with Fairman at the plate, but since then it's been stationary at first base for Brad Rona. As we play in the top half of the 7th inning. 6-5 in favor of the 2-time champs, the Jarvis Travellers from Jarvis, Ontario. Payoff pitch. Up and in for ball 4. So put 2 runners on now as we get down to the bottom of the order. And Freddie Turkelson, the 7-hitter. So 2 walks here in the inning. 3 on the night for Adam Folkard. As they try to cash in some insurance here in the top of the 7th. Onto the corner for strike 1.
Don't be surprised if Turkelson spreads the hands a little bit and then tries to smash a split hand swing through the left side of the infield. We saw him do it in last year's championship game, and he does that better than anybody else in the game right now.
Adam. Inside corner, strike 2, 0-2.
Well, now you got to protect.
A back and forth affair that has led us to this, a 6-5 lead for the men in black. And 0-2. Down and away, ball 1, and Adam, little spin on the circle, wanting that pitch called for a strike. One-two pitch. Swung on and fouled off by Turkelson. Stays alive, breathes some deep breaths to reset himself. It's Rona at second, Hale at first. And a swing and a miss on the high drop from Folker to Turkelson. 2 down in the inning. And Tyrone Barbarilla will come to the plate. Reached on an air, struck out and flied out tonight. Trying to cash some insurance. Get some insurance for Paul Court in the 7th. Swing and a miss on a high rise. Went chasing, came up empty, and falls behind 0-1. Adam now reset the signals.
Haven't seen a lot of jockeying around at second base by Brad Rona. You see Patty Shannon, a lot of the other Kiwis, Blair Ezekiel, some of the other Canadians who have taken up that. But Brad has mostly just been stationary out there on second base.
Hangs on for ball 1.
You see him right there in the foreground of your screen. Keep an eye where he shifts around on that bag, perhaps trying to tip location.
Little bouncer. Jason Hill, a chance to play it. Falls on the bag for the 3rd out. So 5 unassisted on Brad Rona. And we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Coming up next, it's Now or Never on the ISC Network.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 Fifth Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 Fifth Avenue in New York or see us online at mrnednyc.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Varn Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program. Patriot Technologies provides solutions to the overwhelming environmental and drilling needs of companies throughout the United States. Utilizing Patriot's closed-loop system reduces your exposure to problems associated with expensive cleanup of on-site drilling and can lessen the chances of unwanted problems surfacing years from now. Patriot Technologies understands the importance of teamwork, constructing on-the-go solutions, and puts the focus on servicing our customers. For more information on Patriot Technologies, see us on the web at patriot-tech.net. Thank you to Jeff Larson and Patriot Technologies for their support of the broadcast program.
Paul Court and the Jarvis Travellers, 3 outs from history, standing in their way. Jason Sanford, Brad Ezekiel, and Jeff Ellsworth for Hill United. These are the guys you want at the plate. Jason Sanford, despite his light hitting reputation, has had a good night. He's 1 for 2 here at the plate, dumping a single out into right. Had some quality at bats. And then the top of the order where all the damage has been done for Hill United this evening. Sanford looking at a called strike on the outside corner. You got to get a guy aboard, play for the tie first, and then go for the win. And Sanford half swing, but that's a called strike from Lou Davis. That's an easy call right down the heart of the plate from Paul Court. The defense straight away. And a chopper past a diving Ian Fairman, and Jason Sanford 2 for 3 on the night does the job.
Well, he just stayed within himself and took that ball right back up the middle, chopped it down and through, and we're going to see a pinch runner, Blair. I would think Kyle Ezekiel, that's who it's going to be.
Yeah, Kyle Ezekiel is going to check in and go run for Jason Sanford.
So Sandy has a big night for the Hill United Chiefs in the 9 spot. He goes 2 for 3 with 2 singles and brings the winning run to the plate.
In the form of Brad Ezekiel. Brad, plenty of pop. Do you bunt him? Brad Rona thinks he is. There's the square, pulls it back on the outside corner, but it's called a strike. On deck is Jeff Ellsworth. Jeff is 2 for 3. Here's the bunt. It's a good one. It's down. Bartarillo taps the glove, and nobody covering third. Ian Fairman makes a late break for it, but nobody was covering third. So the tying run in the form of Kyle Ezekiel pinch running is 120 feet away for Hill United. Jeff Ellsworth, Nick Shales. We're going to have a conversation on the mound to talk about how we're going to handle this. Cleary, who started, had been out there getting rewarmed. I'm sure this conversation is just to talk about making sure of the plays. You got to knock it down. Don't let it get to the outfield. But the most lethal part of the Hill United order are these two guys right here, right now. Jeff Ellsworth and Nick Shales. The game will be on their shoulders. 1 down for Hill United here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The tying run is at second base. Ellsworth chops it right into the glove, and they get the out at first. Paul Court took a look at Ezekiel, who broke, no hesitation whatsoever. And now, do you walk Nick Shales? Do you pitch around Shales to get to Mullally? Do you walk Mullally to get to Jason Hill? Decisions, decisions, decisions. Shales has had an un-Nick Shales-like week coming into the championship game, but we talked about that, and what did he do? He hit the next pitch out of the park. They pitch to Shales, and this one is foul back and out of play. Court sets, and this one, here comes Ezekiel, gets by, scores the tying run. A pass ball gets by Boland.
Well, we talked about how deep these fences are, how deep the screen is. It comes past Boland, ricochets over, and easily 60 feet the run scores, ties it at 6.
Court right back to it, hammered by Shales over the head of Bartarillo out to left. Here's a strong throw in, and Mr. Momentum, who started out in blue, changed to black, is now back in blue. And Steve Mullally will come to the plate. Mullally has been money here all week for Hill United. Looking to get untracked here. 0 for 3 with a pair of Ks. You talk about staying within yourself. That's all Steve needs to do. This one, a wild pitch this time from Court. And is the pressure getting to Jarvis here? A pass ball scores the game-tying run. A solid single from Nick Shales. And then Paul Court throws a 42.5-footer and advancing the winning run now in scoring position. Now all Steve Mullally needs is a single. He doesn't need to hit a gap in a double. Shales is as quick as just about anybody on this Hill United squad. Anything out in the grass, and we saw this in the game earlier this afternoon between Jarvis and the Gremlins when the positions were reversed. You got to guard against something over your head, but now they're going to put Mullally on, and you have to set up the force here. This just makes sense. But if you're the outfielders in this situation, you can't let anything go over your head, but at the same time, you can't have something too short. You're kind of trapped here in this position.
Well, and we've always said the toughest part to do is do these 4 and then come back and throw a strike, and that'll be to the hard-hitting Jason Hill, who will have a chance to win an ISC title for his team, or we're going to go 8. What a spot for maybe one of the most consistent hitters over the last 5 years here at the World Tournament. Jason Hill has been Mr. World Tournament in the last few seasons.
Check swing. We're going to ask. He went around. Yes, he definitely did in my mind there. Mark Reber says yes. So 0-1 on Hill. Court leans, deals, and this one misses down and in, so we'll even the count at 1-1 here. Again, it's Nick Shales aboard on a single. Steve Mullally, he's out at first in the form of an intentional walk, but he doesn't matter. It's over! Say goodnight, or is it deep enough? It's bobbled and caught! Oh my goodness, bobbled and caught at the fence by Fred Turkelson.
Boy, oh boy, let's go to 8 as that one sent to right center.
You cannot
had a chance.
You cannot hit a ball any further in this park and not have it go out. And then Fred Turkelson bobbles it and is able to drop to his knees and corral it. Probably the most split-second heart-rending moment of his young life. And Adam Falkert given a reprieve. 6-6 heading into the 8th here on the ISC network.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. And remember, the Peligro Sports Cup Fast Pitch Tournament in New York City next July. For all your packaging needs, you need StockPack. Based in Ashland, Ohio, StockPack is your international one-stop provider for innovative ideas and core packaging solutions. Make sure you visit StockPackStore.com for a list of products and services. StockPack, the source for all your packaging needs. We thank Chad Honecker and StockPack for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Stadium's still abuzz after Jason Hill to right center field. And then Turkelson bobbling it. So you reset, refocus. And now come back to work, 1 ball. And into the dirt we go for ball 2. No international tiebreaker rule here. We play it out. And foul that one off at the plate. And Lou Davis, his week continues to get battered and bruised behind the plate. Takes one knee momentarily.
Lou took one off his ring finger on his left hand earlier in the week. Thought that he had a broken finger, had it all taped up out by the medical tent, and now getting a lower body injury.
That one stings when it goes right off the bottom of your shin guard. 2-1. Inside corner for strike two. Two. And that one rolls. Going to be a fair ball as another little hook around and in. And Ryan Boland taken out 3 unassisted.
Seen that all week long here. Balls just want to stay fair in this park. They start foul, they roll back fair, they get on the left side of that first base line, and they won't move off of it.
So Ryan Wolf comes to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike one. We play in the top of the 8th inning as the Hill United Chiefs scored 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th to tie it at 6 and temporarily pause possibly a celebration for this 2-time defending champion team, the Jarvis Travellers, as that one fouled off.
Well, you had to think that at 6-4, Jarvis was probably better than even money to pull off this history-making win. But the Hill United Chiefs are not going to be denied here, at least not yet.
Wolfie puts that down the line. It'll roll into the corner. Ryan, he can only get to second because of that bad hamstring. And he says, I need a runner, coach.
Yeah, I was looking for Ryan, expecting him to be coming around second, flying in full flight. But no, there's the runner sign right there from Ryan Wolf. He hobbled into second base, and that is going to be it for Ryan Wolf. It's going to be Shane Boland on to run for Ryan Wolf, and I think that is going to be it for Ryan Wolf on the night. But as he's done so often, comes through in the clutch and sets up Jarvis for the opportunity to score here in the top of the 8th. We've only had but a handful of extra inning games here this week, but why not have one in the championship?
Too good of a ball game to finish through 7. We need the extra frames. We're in the 8th. And a runner in scoring position in Shane Boland. Brandon Horn at the plate. He was the hero earlier today. Brandon, he'll lift that out to Jeff Ellsworth. Easy play for Jeff. 2 down. So still at second is Boland. And Benny Noka now stands at the plate. This is the man you want to get. Don't want to go to 4-5-6 country with runners on the bases here. Adam would like to end it now. Fouled off. Line shot over on the right side. They want that ball back right away, so it comes immediately in.
And it comes. There's a guy over here in a yellow shirt who just had his life flash in front of his eyes.
So Inoka late to the party. Fouls that one off. Laced! Gonna bounce to the outfield, and Johnson turns and fires. 1 run comes in to score, and Jarvis reclaims the lead here in the 8th.
What a great bit of hitting there by Ben Inoka, just to take that pitch where it was thrown, to drill that, And I'll tell you something else. Mark Johnson made a whale of a play to get over and cut that ball off before it got to the fence, or Anoka is standing on third. As it is, he gets a sliding double, but Johnson scooped that ball up on a hop, turned and threw, and was nearly able to get Anoka at second.
Adam now comes set. He'll miss for ball one. Sean Cleary goes to loosen up one more time. 7-6 to the defending champs. And Rona down the line. Inoka in to score. Brad Rona digging around to second. And 8-6 as Rona delivers in the clutch.
Well, to win this, your best players have to be your best players. And the best players for Jarvis right now are shining. Ryan Wolf, Ben Anoka, Brad Rona. These are the guys that you win championships with, and they're the ones that are coming through right now for the Jarvis Travellers.
Build that lead back to 2, do the Jarvis Travellers. And will this be enough for them to claim a third title? Still 2 down in the inning. And Ian Fairman, little bouncer. Adam Folkard to Mullally at first base. So 1-3, but 2 runs come in to count on 3 doubles in the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning right here on the ISC Network.
With 6 locations, The Bar is Northeast Wisconsin's leading sports bar destination. Our family wings, full menu, high-def TVs, and fun events provide something for everyone. And when you're in Denmark, Wisconsin, don't forget to stop at Circle Tap, home of the annual Boys of Summer tournament every July. Thank you to Mark Miller of The Bar and Darren Derricks of Circle Tap for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. Why do you play? For 100 years since 1912, Worth has been helping top athletes answer that question. Whether it's for strikeouts or home runs, the Worth K-Master 120 is the best ball in men's fast-pitch softball. And there's nothing soft about it or you. Worth is proud to be the official ball supplier to the ISC. Visit worthsports.com for more information on Worth products, including the K-Master.
So Paul Court, take 2. Another opportunity here to close the door. Nick Shales this time, or Mark Johnson rather. This one is popped up. First pitch swinging. Retreating back is Shane Boland, and he makes the grab out in left field. And Johnson, just that quick. And Kyle, maybe you'd like to have him take another couple of pitches, but I guess if you see one you think you can work with, go for it. But 1 pitch and 1 out. That's not what Hill United probably was looking for right there.
It's actually Ryan Wolf back out in left field as he's re-entered the ball game.
This one pulled foul, so Wolfie is going to gut it out. I'm a little bit surprised by that, but yet again I'm not, because hey, you want to be on the field for that championship win if you get it, if you can get it. So 1 down here. And this one fouled back to the screen. Mark Arsenal, home run back in the 6th. But right now, Hill United needs another runner on. Paul Court can't get that call. A ball and 2 strikes here on Arsenal. Some courage to take that pitch by Mark Arsenal. And this one called strike 3. And now Paul Court and the Jarvis Travellers on the verge of history.
Number 15, Ryan Thompson.
It'll be Ryan Thompson. Ryan's 0 for 2. They pinch hit for him the last time through. Court kicks, deals. This one swing and a miss. Thompson want to get the hips through that swing. And swing and a miss, and now the Jarvis Travellers a strike away from the historic three-peat. Paul Court looking to put an exclamation mark on things here for the Travellers. Misses outside. 1 ball and 2. Want to catch up the scoreboard. 2 outs, Mr. Scoreboard Operator. 2 outs. Here's Court. Kicks, deals. Chop foul at the plate. Thompson stays alive. They had the opportunity an inning ago, and they went with the drops, and that led to a pass ball and a run, and then a wild pitch, and that helped set up those runs for Hill United. This time working up top. Missing inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let's ratchet up the tension just a little bit tighter. Here's Court, and this one, there's that 44.5-foot drop ball that we saw an inning ago. And now 3-2. Jason Sanford, who is 2 for 3 and got Hill United started on that rally in the last inning. He's on deck. Swing and a miss. Jarvis, 3-peats. History here tonight.
ISC 2012 World Champions 3 years in a row.
Hugs all around for the Jarvis Travellers. Hill United, disconsolate. This team was built for one purpose, and it wasn't to finish second. For the Travellers, the core of this team that has been together through all 3 of these championships, the Brendan Horns. Brad Rona's been there for both of them. Ian Fairman, Turkelson. These guys are 3-time ISC World Champions, 3 times in a row. And we haven't been able to say that since 1960. That's how long it's been. Stay with us here on the ISC Network. Kyle Smith is now down on the field. He'll be getting some post-game interviews. We'll take you right through to the end of all of the trophy presentations. And if we'll switch to the home plate camera there, we might get a shot of that Carol Forbes Memorial Trophy, that beautiful trophy that is emblematic. You'll see it there on the table just in behind. You got a glimpse of it there just in behind the handshake line. But the Jarvis Travellers, 3 times in a row, world champions. Just waiting for Kyle Smith to be able to pick up an interview or 2 here from the Travellers. They're going to retreat down their first base side. Hill United will go and have a meeting on their side of the field. Our camera crew setting up in behind home plate. We will bring you all of the post-game ceremonies. We'll get Kyle Smith out on the field here as soon as we can with some player interviews and reaction. Make the final 8-6 for Jarvis. 8 runs on 13 hits. 1 official error. For Hill United, 6 runs on 8 hits. 1 official error. Paul Court, your winner in relief of Sean Cleary. Adam Falkard will take the loss for Hill United. We'll be naming the all-world teams coming up here very shortly, along with the individual award winners. And Brendan Horn is going to be our first interview guest here on the ISC Network. We tried to get Brendan Horn a little bit earlier today, and now we bring him in to celebrate a 3-time world championship.
Brandon, we tried to get you on earlier today, but the hero of the first one, and you played a big role here tonight. How does it feel to win 3 in a row?
Yeah, it feels great. Great bunch of guys here, and it took every one of us to do it.
What's it like coming through the back door? I mean, 3 games today. You did it 2 years ago to win the title in 2010, and you came up big in the first one to get you on the roll.
It's the harder way to go, but I think it's a little more fun this way, and we had the pitching to do it, and our bats got on a roll, so a little more fun this way.
All right, Paul, we'll let you go. Have a good night, and world champs for the 3rd time in a row.
Great, thank you.
Brandon Horn of the Jarvis Travellers. We'll see if we can get Sean Cleary and Paul Court, and we'll talk to a bunch of other Jarvis players here. We get set for the award ceremony. Back here with Sean Cleary and Paul Court. And fellas, first of all, congratulations. And Sean, we'll start with you. It was pitching by committee here this week. Nobody went 7 full, 7 strong. It was 4-2, 5-1-1. I mean, everybody pitched in. And walk us through how this week went.
Team effort right from the get-go. The squad was never die, and we kept the team the whole week, and we came out on top.
Talk about the guy standing beside you. What did he mean tonight after you falter a little bit, but you never gave in, and then your big man behind you come picked you up?
Oh, he got my back all week. Same with Marty. My back all week, and I couldn't ask for a better partner.
We'll let you go. Congratulations as a world champ.
Thank you.
Sean Cleary, and we'll bring in Paul Court. And Cordy, I mean, you have been around the block here around the world circuit, and you took the year off. You came back after last year. Tell me how this feels as a champ finally.
I don't even know what to say. I'm at loss for words. I was so excited to come back this year. This is the first opportunity in a long time to win a world championship, and the boys, Sean, Marty, and the rest of the hitters, wow, just never say die. Awesome.
Did you have a gut feeling when you started the run today how this was going to play out? I mean, Brandon Horn comes up big, a guy you've played a lot of ball with. As this game wore on back and forth, and it was pitched by committee, but you took the ball and you ran with it. Had a little falter in the 7th, but the 8th, you really ratcheted it up.
Yeah, I mean, Sean's done a great job all week, and we worked well this year together. We practiced together, we pitched together all year long, and yeah, I mean, Marty said to me it's the hardest inning is the 7th inning and the 1st inning. We saw that tonight. So,
Paul, congratulations, 2012 world champ.
Thank you very much.
Paul Court with the Jarvis Travellers, winning pitcher in the 2012 championship. Steve Coos, the winner manager, and Coos, what a day for the boys in black. Started out in white unis, put on the black ones, championship black, and what's it feel coming through the back door again after 2010? First time in 55 years that a team's done a three-peat.
Unbelievable, Kyle. Surely unbelievable. We guys just fought hard all day, and I knew we had the players to do it. And, we were dinged up a little bit with Marty hurt and Ryan hurt. But, the guys just really came to play for the week. And, they had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder coming in as number 3, thinking we were better than that. But, that's just the Raiders, and that's just a popular vote.
Talk about this game. I mean, ebbs and flows. They jumped out to a quick 3-0 lead. You guys rallied back, took the lead. They came back in the 7th, tied it. You jumped back out in front. Talk about how this game played out on the Jarvis bench.
We were focused this game. We had enough turn. Didn't have a whole lot of energy in our
The announcement of Doc Simmons going into the Hall of Fame next year, is it extra special to this one, and maybe possibly coming back for the 4-peat next year in Quad Cities when Doc's going into the Hall? All right, pal, we'll let you go. Congratulations, 3-time defending champ for the first time in 55 years. All the best, pal.
Thanks.
Steve Cruiser, the manager of the Jarvis Travellers. Standing here with Donnie Hale, and Donnie, 3-time champ, 2012 champ, and I don't know if you know, but you set the all tournament record all time for most RBIs in a tournament with 17.
Yeah, can't say much. I'm just more happy for the team to create history. 3-peat, it hasn't been done for 55 years, so, and I did my part, and most of the boys did their part throughout the tournament.
Walk us through this game. I mean, playing the DP, you're ready to go. You're coming up swinging a hot stick, and you.
Yeah, I had a good roll, but I don't know if it was fresh. This old body, it's getting old. So, no, their big home run sort of helped us get back on board. Obviously, we're down. I think it was 4-1. So we needed to get back straight away, hit back. So, happy to sort of do my part for the team.
Let you go. Congratulations on the record.
Yes, yeah. Well, lost for words, really.
Let you go. Have a good night and congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much.
Donnie Hale with Jarvis Travellers. Standing here with Doug Ait, the manager of the Hill United Chiefs. And Doug, a tough loss tonight. The boys rallied late in the game and just come up a little short.
They all year they've been coming back at the end of games, so they showed a lot of spirit in that. Hats off to the Travelers there, from banged up guys, obviously, but they have the best team in the world right now.
Sitting back and looking at this, is there anything you think about and you say maybe I could have done that? But I mean, the way Adam Folkert had been pitching, I mean, that's almost unheard of.
You win with your best and you lose with your best, and he's our best. We had a tough road here. We didn't get a lot of nights off where he didn't have to pitch, so it maybe took its toll on him. We'll look forward to next year and see what the team comes up with.
Thanks for this, and you back home.
Thank you very much.
Doug Ait of the Hill United Chiefs. Welcome back to Curry Stadium and the conclusion of the ISC World Tournament. The trophies have been handed out. Your All Worlds have been handed out. You see the final score right there, 8-6, in favor of the three-time champion, the Jarvis Travellers. And we are going to bring Blair Setford into the broadcast booth as we get set to sign off here from Mission Control, our home for 10 days. And Blair, when you look at where we've been over the past 10 days, it's living in a little bubble here in the press box and watching the best athletes on the face of the planet play the best sport on the face of the planet, and your final thoughts as we get ready to set off into the sunset.
Well, there's been so much history made here today and this entire week. The Jarvis Travellers, 3 times now world champions, hasn't been done since the late 50s with that dynasty, the Long Beach Nighthawks. The Hill United Chiefs just coming up 1 inning short as they were unable to complete their quest here for an initial ISC World Championship. It just shows you how hard this tournament is to win. You can't just come in first year out of the chute and blow everybody away. Despite potentially having the best team on paper, it's the experience and the poise and the leadership and the cohesiveness playing as a team that Jarvis has. They've made some changes over the last couple of years, but this really is a team there in Jarvis. And how appropriate is it that the Travellers win the year that Ron Doc Simmons is announced as going into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Doc Congratulations to Steve Kuzer, who wins about his 58th ISC World Championship, it seems like. And it's just been a fantastic week here. We battled the elements, we battled some technological gremlins, but as we come to a close here in 2012, it's fitting that it's Jarvis again here at the end.
Well, and I think that's the best. I mean, they faced the best pitcher in the world, the best hitters in the world, and 13 hits up against Adam Folkert, and you just don't see that on any given night. They put up 13 and 8.
Well, not only did they beat Adam Folkert here in the championship game, but they beat Andrew Kirkpatrick earlier in the day. They knocked off Pennsylvania Power and then took out Hill United 3 in a row against the top 3 teams or 3 of the top 4 teams in the world. That's a gauntlet like nobody else has run. And the likes of this we might not see ever again.
Well, it took 55 years to do it. It finally happens. You're 3-time defending champs. And, you know, you watch everything happen, all the history that got wrote, all the ifs, ands, whats. You come through the back of the bracket. You reel off 3 wins coming back on the New York Gremlins. You overwhelm the PA Power. You come back on the Hill United Chiefs. And you all do it in one day, setting the mark 3 times back-to-back. And for our final goodbye, you know, you think about it, where we've been, where we're going. The future looks bright for this game. But for the final time, we say so long from Currie Stadium. For my broadcast partner, Blair Setford, Joe Todd, Lance Wynn, our whole host of guests that we've had up here, our true crew, Roseanne and Jessica Allen, Mike and Jerry Betts, who battled the elements, bringing you all the shots you see. We want to say thank you very much. And we want to say thanks to executive producer David Blackburn for all he's done over the course of our 7 years here on the ISC Network. For one last time, we will see you next year in Quad Cities. Your 2012 champs, the Jarvis Travellers, 8-6 victors here on the ISC Network.